Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to this tutorial on normalizing in Bandlab Cakewalk. As per previous videos, Cakewalk is a free digital audio workstation, music production software available for Windows platforms only. Sorry, it's not available for Mac, but do check out all the details in the information below so to see where you can download it. Right, so normalizing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how to do it. I'm going to demonstrate why you should do it and also go through a few conventional settings for different applications. So if you already know why you're doing it, then you can find out fairly quickly how to do it in Cakewalk, and it's actually really simple. Here I've got a project made by my students and we've been talking about normalizing, hence this project. Just before I do anything, I just want to play a little bit and show you something. Let's have a little look at the mix at the bottom here. All the faders are flat on 0, the master as well, and if I press play, just watch what happens on the master bus. So it's gone into distortion. All right, you can see the red. Okay, it says here it's gone to 2 decibels into distortion, which means I have to mix that down as is, which I wouldn't. I'm going to have a nasty crunch on my recording. All right, digital distortion isn't nice. First reason really for normalizing is to try and avoid your master going into the red. So this is how you go about normalizing. In Cakewalk you get various views. I'm on a range of view at the moment. You might be on basic, advanced, whatever. Some of them actually give you a normalize button. I haven't got it here, but I'm going to show you this way because it's universal for every single view in Cakewalk. What you do is you simply select the audio you want to normalize, you go to process, apply effect, and normalize, and it'll open up the normalizer. Now mine remembers my last settings. When you first go in, it will look like this, 100% 0 decibel. We don't want to normalize to 0, that will bring everything up to the edge of the track, right at the point just for distortion. We want to give it lots of headroom. So you might have seen when I opened it, the convention for this kind of recording is to normalize to 10 decibels below 0, minus 10 decibels. So let's have a look, see what happens when I click on that. There you can see the bass drum track in this instance has gone down in level, so it peaks at 10 decibels, giving me lots of headroom. I'll just do the same for the snare. You can see quite a lot of big transients there. Apply effect, of course it'll remember it this time. Incidentally, you can save your normalized settings. I've saved one here, minus 10. You just type in what you want, click on the save button, and it will save it for you. There we go, there's a snare normalizer. And you go through each of your bits of audio in the entire track, leaving nothing out, don't leave anything out, normalizing each part. So I'm going to quickly do all that. Incidentally, you can select all the audio at once and do it all in one go. Be quicker, wouldn't it? I'm just pedantic, I'm afraid. I like to see each thing done properly because I tend to find that when I group things together I miss something. And then halfway through the mix I realize, oh, I didn't normalize that. Start again. I'll just whiz through these then. Okay, that's all my tracks normalized. So what exactly is happening when I'm normalizing? Well, the normalizer analyzes the waveform. And what you're asking it to do in this instance is to set the loudest point, the peak transient in your waveform, to minus 10 decibels. But hang on a minute, minus 10 decibels, is that like 10 decibels below silence? Well, not in audio production, so that's one thing we've got to get our heads around. Now what this piece of software doesn't know is how loud you're listening to the audio. If I were to plug this laptop into Glastonbury main stage, it would be considerably louder than through a pair of Poundland headphones. Therefore, it doesn't know actually how loud your audio is. It only knows in relative terms. What's happening in the industry is that we've coined the term 0 decibels, not to mean silence, but to mean as loud as you can go within a piece of software without going into distortion, without the waveforms being sliced off. And anything that goes over that level is considered a plus figure, and anything below that level is considered a minus figure. So when you hear someone talk about minus 10, they're not talking about 10 decibels below silence, they're talking about 10 decibels of headroom. And I mentioned this word a few times. Headroom is the space between the loudest transient in a given track and the point of distortion. Visually, it means the widest waveform and the edge of the track. All right, and if you give yourself lots of headroom, you give yourself lots of room for all sorts of things, for layering one track on top of another, and also for applying all sorts of processes. So by applying a normalizing a -10 to this 14-track multi-track project without even touching anything, I've now got this in the mix. Now straight away, much more space. I can feel it's not fighting anymore. Reach that loud bit there, and we're now 5.2 decibels below zero instead of 2 over. So all I need to do now is just go through and mix and just work out what's going to be my focus, what's going to be in the background, and I should have lots and lots of space in the mix. And also it's going to be very easy to achieve the 6 decibels of headroom that you need on your master bus. I'll come back to that. So that's one of the reasons why you should normalise. The other reason, I think I've just mentioned it before, is that I'm not just going to balance the levels here. I'm going to do lots of processing. I'm going to make these sounds more studiofied by adding gates, compressors, EQs, multi-effects, reverbs, delays, that sort of thing. All these things potentially add level, but now I've got 10 decibels of room to play with without remotely getting close to distortion on any individual track or on the master bus. So it makes my life just a lot easier. So that's why you go to 10 decibels below zero on a complex multi-track production. If you're doing something more simple like acoustic guitar and vocal, you might want to take it to -6. If you're doing a sample library, I tend to go to 3 decibels below zero, particularly for media, where I'm dealing with things like ambience and sound effects. Things are just not fighting as much. So there's a few conventions for you, a few ideas. Doing what I've just done here, I can now go mix, and I'm not going to have any instances now where one fader's up here and one fader's down here, and I'm still not getting the distance I need in the mix. So problem averted is obviously a phenomena associated with digital technology. We didn't have it when we recorded on tape. We just had to make sure the stems were good to start with, but we can use it. It's non-destructive. I mean, it goes through a digital algorithm. So I suppose if you keep normalizing, then you will ultimately change the quality of the audio. But technically, it's not changing the quality. It's just reducing the level in proportion. I say reducing the level, you might find that some of your tracks, if they're very quiet, will actually increase. All right, so it analyzes and it will pump up the level there to match the rest of your project. So there we are. Next time you do a multi-track recording, make sure you normalize all your parts, and you'll find yourself having a much more of a breeze when it comes to doing your mix. Thanks for watching.